Hi, my name is Ali Najjar and I'm an interior designer. I've had a passion for design at a very young age, and I've always thought that design is a great solution for a lot of challenges and problems we face in everyday life. Yes, design has a lot of aesthetics and ideas that are appealing to the view, that look beautiful as well, but in the bottom line of it, design has a very strong problem-solving idea that helps everyone within their everyday life. So a lot of design comes from inspiration from around your life, from history, from things that you would be able to see every day. The main focus of design is that it solves a challenge that we as humans have on a daily basis. This goes to interior design, this goes to graphic design, this goes to architecture, fashion design, and any sort of design in general. So for myself, my inspiration usually comes from finding challenges that I have in everyday life. A lot of it has to do with organization, with clutter, collecting things over the years that we realize eventually we don't actually need, and how to organize wardrobes, how to organize living rooms, bedrooms, and different spaces. As an interior designer, that's my main focus. A lot of it also comes from history. A lot of really positive and good inspiration comes from history. And also a lot of what to do and what not to do also can come from history. So you get to learn from a lot of design history, architectural history, and art history throughout the time. And that's where you get a lot of your do's and don'ts and inspirations as well. Another one for me would also be getting inspired by nature in everyday life. A lot of aspects of design comes from what is needed and what can I see around me. Nature is a really great way to start getting an idea of what life or what the earth as a solution has, and then what can I implement through that in terms of design. The main objective that I have today is to create a idea where it solves the issue of organization. Mainly organizations in terms of jewelry, of necklaces. I've actually seen this, and again, this is a challenge that I've seen at home with my family, with my mom, where the more my family collects, the less space they have. So this is actually a really great way to implement space and how we can actually utilize space in a really positive way, but at the same time also to utilize the idea of beauty and aesthetic. So always keep in mind that design has to be an answer to a question. So the question in this case is storage and organization, and then the design is the answer to it. And then of course design has to have a beauty aspect of it and aesthetic as well, but the main focus of it is what am I solving and what is my challenge? And then the second part comes where it says, how do I make this pleasing and beautiful and aesthetically appealing? Keeping in mind that design is a very subjective matter. What I like wouldn't appeal to someone else. What someone else likes wouldn't appeal to the next person. But the whole idea of it is, as far as it solves a solution and inspires a solution, that could be the main focus. So the solution could be unified, but then how the objects look and how the design look as an aesthetic can change from one person to another. So that's also the really positive thing about design. It's very catered towards different people and customization of what you need, what your style is, what your, in the case of interior design, what your interior is, what does it look like? Is it modern? Is it traditional? Is it somewhere in between that's eclectic? Do you like light colors or dark colors? And that's how design usually changes and appeals to different people. But the underlying answer is usually how this solves a challenge. So for today's quick project, we actually have an idea of how to organize jewelry, necklaces, and rings in terms of still creating a piece of art at the same time. So it's both a piece of art and design, but at the same time, the underlying part of it is that it's something that you can organize your wall with. One of the biggest challenges also with interior design is a lot of people usually go for solutions on tables, on desks, which I call horizontal solutions. Whereas we forget that we actually have really great vertical space where people actually forget to utilize walls, the sides of cabinets and things like this. So this is one of the projects that we get to utilize vertical solutions and vertical storages while still fixing or solving a design challenge that we have. So for today's main objects, it's a very simple do-it-yourself or DIY project. The main things are you can get any frame that you like, that you have laying around at home. You can also have objects that, in this case, we're having the wooden hand. This wooden hand is one of those that you can actually get from any craft store, furniture store, and then it's the one where usually a lot of artists used to sketch. So this is like a sketching model hand, and then any drill and any screws that you have laying at home. The beauty of this is because a lot of them are made out of wood material, like the hand and the frame. You can paint this, you can customize it, you can actually lay down a piece of fabric on the frame itself. You can paint the frame, you can wrap the frame in yarn or any form of threading. You can also have the hands painted as if it's a real hand. It depends. It's a quirky project, it's fun. It can be very avant-garde, as they say in the design world, which is basically something very eye-catching and very out of the ordinary, but it still solves a challenge that we have at home. So the main idea is I already went ahead and removed the framing, the glass frame. So the idea is to have the hand kind of pop out of the frame itself. So it's kind of an art sculpture or art piece in itself. And then the idea is to actually have the hand drilled through the back and then into the frame from the front side. So what this creates is having this effect that the hand is actually popping out of the frame in a very unique and interesting way. Definitely an eye-catching piece and definitely something that would make people ask questions and stop as soon as they see it. So the idea behind it is just to get the hand positioned in the middle, and then you can actually be able to drill it through from the beginning. So if we have any of the items, so one of the first things we can start creating is that you can just puncture a hole with the drill through the frame itself. So this actually allows you to have something to hold on to, and then you also can kind of know where to position the drill through it. So in this case, I'm going to have it kind of in the middle. The thing is, you don't have to have the hand in the middle. You can create it through however spacing you want. You can also have different hands within the space itself. So if we drill it through, so you automatically start getting just the drill, and this will give you the position of where you want the hand. Another easy form is also to go ahead and drill the hand ahead of time, so this will also give you kind of a lock. So the idea behind it is to fasten the hand against the frame in a very easy and simple manner. So they basically back each other up. All right, so the first idea is to actually have the hand fastened against the frame, and this allows actually, like, it looks like it's popping out of the look itself. So imagine if this was actually painted. The beauty of this product also is that you can open up the fingers and you can also rest a lot of the jewelry that you have. You can have rings and different kind of bracelets on the palm of the hand itself, and then you can hang the necklaces as a storage on the fingers. This also can be utilized for anything other than just the necklaces and bracelets. You can be creative with it. You can actually utilize this to hang the evil eye that we see a lot in our culture outside the houses or at the entrance of houses. You can also utilize this where you can hang shawls. The other thing is you can actually have the hand holding different hats. So I personally have a lot of hats that I could actually have different frames on the wall, and then this would allow me to hang different hats on the wall, especially if you have unique hats that you don't want to just stack over each other. This is a really good way to also retain and maintain the quality of your hats. So this is a really good way to kind of store different things on a wall and create this really great wall piece itself. Another thing is, if you want to make sure that this is completely fastened and safe, is that you can have double-sided tape stuck behind it and then against the frame, and then you can have 1 or 2 screw that holds up the hand itself. This way you actually are able to fasten and to hold up the shape, and then it will stay there for much longer. So then you have 2 backups. That way it's super safe, and then you have something that wouldn't just eventually fall off. So you can utilize screws, you can utilize nails, and you can also, I highly recommend having a glue or a double-sided tape on the back. That way you have 2 different things holding up the shape, and then you can have it on a wall. So if we actually see how this can hold different objects, I can show you that right now. So if we have different necklaces, different pieces that we've seen, we have around the house as beautifying pieces. So the idea behind it is you can actually have different hands or different part of the hand hold up different objects, and then this way this actually creates a really nice organizational piece. And then you can utilize 1 finger for each necklace, or you can actually have more than 1 on another side, and then this holds up your jewelry. This can hold up, as mentioned earlier, any of your hats. If you have them all laying on the hand, this can be like some centerpiece and in different ways. And then again, this also creates something that's really unique, and it's a show-stopping piece that you could have at home. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you enjoyed the simple DIY that you can actually customize according to your needs and according to what you like. The beauty of it is, because it's this way, you can paint it however way that suits your interior. You can customize it, you can use different forms of fabric to make it special, that's uniquely yours. And that's the beauty of design, is you can always make something uniquely yours and not just something that you can find in other people's houses. Stay safe, stay at home, and hope you get creative. Thank you so much.